And welcome to the Upward Classic, Day 3 here from Dorman High School in Roebuck, South Carolina. I'm the coach, Dick Cox, joined by Dustin Pfeiffer. We're here to bring you semifinal action tonight. And we've got some big games coming up today. You'll want to stick with us for 6 big ball games. But we're going to go now and hear from our friends at Upward on some things that are taking place. I had everything I needed in that pack that would work.
So I'm saying it would almost be crazy if you knew you could mount it on the backboard or the shot clock and you knew it wouldn't fall off.
Getting up there, getting it
down. Exactly. That's what.
You gonna climb up the pole?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I put X's by the name.
On behalf of Upward Sports and Dorman High School, we'd like to welcome you to the 2011 Upward Classic. The athletes participating in the Upward Classic come from different states, backgrounds, and experiences. However, they each play a significant role on their team. Through victory, defeat, they display for their school and community what hard work, discipline, practice, and teamwork can accomplish. We're honored that you've chosen to watch this exciting tournament. Upward Sports is thrilled to be sponsoring this tournament for the 4th year. Founded in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Upward Sports develops, equips, and resources the local church so that in turn they can connect with families in their communities through the universal language of sports. Since 1995, we've grown to partner with over 2,400 churches across the country to provide a fun sports experience for children kindergarten through 6th grade. As time goes by, we're humbled to realize that currently there are over 500,000 high school graduates who played Upward Sports as a child. By 2013, that number should grow to well over 1 million graduates. Upward Sports is beginning to experience the dynamics behind former Upward Sports participants now turning into Upward Sports coaches. These are individuals whose love of the game was affected by their Upward Sports childhood experience. Now they want to make a difference in the lives of the next generation of players. We want to celebrate this giving back phenomenon by continuing to host a first-class high school basketball tournament known as the Upward Classic. We hope that you'll enjoy this webcast of the 2011 Upward Classic, and should you want to learn more about Upward Sports, we invite you to visit our website at upward.org.
And welcome to third round action of the Upward Classic here at Dorman High School in Roebuck, South Carolina. I'm the coach, Dick Cox, again joined by Dustin Pfeiffer. Just underway, Hillcrest taking on the Norcross High School Blue Devils. Just underway, Hillcrest dressed in white with the ball. And as you can see, the first shot on the drive is rejected by Harold Givens.
And that's one thing we talked about yesterday, Coach, is length, and Harold Givens, 6'7", showing it early with the block.
Again, the 6'7" junior has been very impressive all week long in the tournament, and once again makes his presence known. Rams with a three-point shot, no good. And again, Givens, no, not Givens, number 21 this time. That was Barnes, covers that ball up.
Coach, you can already see in this first minute of action that we're going to have a jam-packed full of games today with a lot of talent on the floor.
Again, these are two teams that lost 2 very close games last night. 2 excellent teams, and that will show you the caliber of teams that are taking part in this tournament this week, though, that these guys are actually playing in the consolation round right now.
Yep, and we're going to have another thing where we take a look here and see how this 12:30 start is going to affect both teams. Yesterday, both teams that played weren't adjusted to it, so let's see which team can come out first and, like you said, establish the pace.
Norcross coming out in a 2-2-1 full court pressure right now. Ball goes inside, shot put up again, block number 2. As we see that Harold Givens is having a block party today. Ball's knocked out of bounds and recovered actually before he goes out of bounds.
Almost had a third block there. Did a great job of keeping his hands straight up not to get that foul.
Setting the offense now is Herbert.
Another travel. And there's 2 early on. Like we talked about, Coach, when you pick up your dribble that far away from the basket, you got to be careful shuffling your feet. We've seen that a lot in this tournament so far.
Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you can do when you're 30 feet away from it if you pick it up, so it's not a good idea to pick it up that far away from the basket to start with. Norcross back in the man-to-man defense now.
And DJ Brooks handling the ball right now. Big-time D1 recruit. A lot of schools taking a look at him. Let's see how he plays today.
Brooks puts it on the floor, penetrates, shoots it up and in good. So he's on the board early as Hillcrest takes the early 2-0 lead. Norcross trying to answer back on the other end, pushing it down the floor. 3 ball in the air, short, no good.
But he was fouled. We're going to have 3 shots.
And, Dustin, this is probably day 3. You might see some of these guys come up short because legs start to go after day 3. Your shooting touch, people don't realize, comes from your legs. Your power comes from your legs, not from having massive arms. And so we'll have to keep an eye on that today on 3-point shooting touch today with some tired legs.
Yeah, and you make a good point there. A lot of these high school players aren't used to playing 3 days in 3 days in a row. So I think it'll make execution even more important that you run your offense and find easy baskets. So let's see how each team can handle that.
Well, actually, some of them are going to find out what it's like to play 4 days in a row.
Absolutely.
Second free throw is no good. He's made 1 out of 2.
And going back to Brooks from Hillcrest, D1 recruit looking for offers from Virginia Tech, VCU, Clemson, South Carolina, Georgia. So a lot of schools taking a look at him.
And we saw Coach Darren Horn and Coach Brad Burnell earlier in the week were here. 3-point shot out of the corner by Hillcrest, no good. Putback, no good. Whistle, foul on the play, and the Rams will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, good offensive rebounding there by Corbin Anderson, crashing the boards, getting the rebound and able to get to the line. Give me 2 free throws.
First free throw is around the rim and gets the membership roll, and it comes in good. Second free throw coming up. This one's down good.
And, Coach, we're going to keep talking about this early game with the early start. Teams losing tough games last night. Brandon Goodwin from Norcross had 34 points last night against Bishop O'Connell. So let's see if he can help them out today, try to carry them and get him a lift here in this early game.
And there is another pack your bags. He's a traveling man, as number 22 did not put it on the floor then before he took off with it. That is Herbert with the happy feet today, though. Coming back with the 2-2-1. Now let's see if they fall back into it. Yes, 2-2-1, 3-quarter trap.
And speaking of Goodwin for Norcross, he was matching up early on right there with DJ Brooks, so that could be a matchup to watch today.
Shot almost block number 3, but they're going to say that Givens actually got him with the body. And so it's going to be 2 shots. Good pump fake that time.
And you got to give Hillcrest credit. They had their first 2 shots blocked, but they keep going inside and they keep testing the big man. So they keep testing Givens. So they're not afraid to get down there and see what they can do. And they already picked up a foul on him. So.
And as we were talking just a minute off the air, that some pretty good athletes have come out of these schools. You noticed a couple from Norcross.
Yes, they have. You got Jody Meeks, who now plays for the 76ers. Ghani Lawal, who's been in the NBA. Al Farouk Amino, who was a first-round pick out of Wake Forest. And then Jeremy Lamb, who is just lighting it up for UConn right now. So a lot of big names coming out of that school.
Both free throws down. And one of our good friends we see every Sunday in Charlotte, Travell Wharton, comes out of Hillcrest High School in Simpsonville, along with many other good athletes.
Oh, very nice scoop.
All the way down, laid it up.
Miles Autry there with the scoop lay-in. Nice body control to get the layup.
Answering right back on the other end on the penetration drive is going to be, look like Trey Smith with the answer.
And, Coach, we've already seen that both these teams are playing pretty well for an early start, considering what we saw yesterday. So you got to give both teams credit.
Penetration, whistle. And again, this is something we got to watch for, too. Again, not only your shooting touch with tired legs, but moving your feet on defense can be a problem. And might see some guys get whistled for the blocking fouls, just having trouble moving their feet.
Yeah, and we got our first sub of the game as you see Autry come out for Norcross and checking in for him is number 12.
And Corbin Anderson checks out for the Rams.
And number 12, Sanders checking in for Norcross.
Drive up off no good. Follow is up and in good. Then
well, what a finish by Gibbons. He has really had an impact on this game early on so far.
And that cuts the lead to 8-6 with 4:35 remaining here. First quarter action from Dorman High School in Roebuck, South Carolina. Side of the Upward Classic.
Another one of those athletes, Coach, where he has length, but he also has the athletic ability just to soar to the rim.
Hillcrest fakes a couple of the three-point shots. Been patient now. Pump fake. Move to the glass. Up off too strong. No good. Putting it back up. No good. Rebound is pulled down by the Blue Devils. And Norcross will bring it up across the timeline. Herbert with the ball. Passes it. Kicks it out. Jumper in the air. Baseline jumper is up and in then by number 21. That is Barnes.
And we got a timeout by Norcross. I think Coach likes what he sees, wants to keep pushing it.
So we'll see what adjustments are being made now. Exactly 4 minutes remaining in first quarter action. And your score is Hillcrest 8, Norcross 8. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching Holiday High School basketball on iHigh and Cox Sports Broadcasting. Here we go. Hillcrest with the ball across the timeline, facing the zone defense now of Norcross. Giving them a little bit different look defensively right now. Ball's passed in the corner. There's a three bomb being launched. Back iron, no good. Offensive rebound. Put back, whistle, foul on the play. And
that's Kersey, who's already had 2 good offensive rebounds. So he's doing a good job of getting position down there, and it's going to pay off as he's heading to the line.
Kersey will be going to the line to shoot 2 shots.
And, Coach, we saw yesterday that zone gave a lot of teams problems. So a lot of teams are playing it in this tournament, and whoever can adjust to it the best is going to come away with a victory.
Again, I hated playing against zone. I loved seeing people play man-to-man. We could pick that apart, but zone always gave us trouble. That's why we always played it against other people. We return the favor. First free throw up, off, no good. Second one coming up. Also no good. And rebound is pulled down by Barnes.
And, Coach, just watching early on, it looks like Herbert, the point guard here for Norcross, is going to be a factor early on. He's doing a good job of breaking down the defense and finding his teammates for open shots. So let's see if that can continue.
There's a cut back door. Nothing there. Kicks it back out.
No foul call.
And Hillcrest on the attack. Layup is short, no good. Tip, no good. Put back.
And there's
finally up and in good.
And that's Kursky again. I mean, he's really crashing the boards.
Third time was a charm. And
we've got a travel.
Really, they could call the offensive foul first because he used his forearm to clear space then, though. But then once he cleared the space, the defensive man fell down and he traveled. So 10-8.
And Brandon Goodwin, who had the 34 points last night, checking back in for Herbert. So a good job by Herbert there as point guard, spelling some minutes while Goodwin was on the bench.
Staying with his own defense right now. Ball goes into the post, kick back out. Back to the top of the circle, and around the horn it goes. There's a shot put up off the wing. Count it. It's good. 3-point shot up and in then by Trey Smith with the tray.
And, Coach, we have got a battle.
Still on the inbounds play. Layup is up, off no good. Put back no good. And finally, Norcross pulls the rebound down.
And, Coach, we have got a battle going on inside between 2 big men, Gibbons and Kirksey. I mean, they are really battling down low.
And we've got a foul called in the backcourt right now.
And for an early game, Coach, intensity is picking up in a hurry here.
Well, you've got 2 good teams that are not happy about losing their game last night, and they want to get back on the winning track. Here, first chance to get back on the court again, and they are getting after it right now.
And Hillcrest has turned up the pressure, and it's really giving Norcross problems right now.
13-8, Hillcrest leads. Norcross with the basketball, facing pressure. Got the numbers on the trap going up,
Great
and
pass.
you bring the biscuit, and Mr. Gibbons will bring the jam.
And what a great no-look pass to give Gibbons a jam there.
Again, extending out on defense now. Looks like they're playing, Norcross that is playing man-to-man on a made basket and then dropping back into a zone off the miss shot.
We're really mixing it up, trying to confuse the offense.
To keep their opponent off balance by giving them different looks. Ball goes inbounds. Here they come with the pressure now. Extending out.
And Brooks has been quiet early on here for Hillcrest. Let's see if he can get going.
Evans with the ball, launches a three, just barely draws iron. Smith with the rebound, kicks it out, drive to the basket, loses control of it. And Norcross with the ball. Herbert with the ball.
And just
Nice drive.
And just what I was talking about, Coach. He's breaking down the defense whenever he wants to. Nice take down the lane, good body control, finishes it for the and one, and he's going to the line.
Again, Derek Herbert with a nice hesitation move, goes down the lane, finishes, and has a chance to get the old-fashioned three-point play, the and one.
6'1" senior who's really being active right now, and he's being recruited by colleges like Nicholls State, Wofford, North Florida, Jacksonville, UT Chattanooga, so he's getting some looks.
And he completes the three-point play. We have a tie ball game, 13-all with 1:33 remaining. First quarter action coming to you live from Dorman High School in South Carolina as a part of the Upward Classic. Drive to the basket, up off no good. Norcross with the rebound. Blue Devils on the attack. Herbert penetrates, kicks, open three, top of the circle, short, no good. Offensive rebound. Put back, blocked, whistle, foul is going to be called on number 40. That's going to be on Kersey.
Tough call there, Coach. Looked like he almost got away with a walk a little bit, and then Kersey played good defense. Looked like he may have had the block, but they called a foul on him.
So going to the free throw line now will be Madison with a chance to break the tie, shooting two.
And both teams getting some good looks, and both teams crashing the boards, Coach. So right now, nobody's really took control of the game. It's going to be interesting to see who can control that pace here later on.
I have a feeling it's going to be back and forth like this the whole ball game. Back iron, no good.
We've already seen 3 missed free throws combined between the two teams, so that could be a key in a close game that's going back and forth, like you said.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a free throw shooting school. And hopefully I'll have a lot of students because we even saw a few in NBA last night. Bobcats in a close game missing some free throws.
And we've even seen Bobcats assistant coaches have their own free throw schools.
Here we go right here, 1 out of 2, 14-13. The Blue Devils retake the lead.
You got to give Goodwin a lot of credit because Brooks has been really quiet in this game.
Shot up, off, no good. Battle for. And again, Norcross with the rebound.
And we're just under a minute left here in this first quarter. Back and forth battle, and let's see who can end the quarter strong.
Herbert with the ball, running the offense. Penetrates, shoots it off the glass, no good. Long rebound comes out, but it's picked up by his teammate who loses it.
And Herbert did a good job breaking down the defense there, but it's a little out of control in the shot. You got to be a little careful with that.
I think he was going to put it up thinking that Giddens was trailing down the lane to put it back, but he shot it more off the side of the backboard than off the front of the board.
And before the shot, Hillcrest steps out of bounds before the three-point attempt. So looks like Norcross is going to have the ball here with 21 seconds left, maybe able to hold for the last shot of the quarter.
Hillcrest staying with the man-to-man defense.
And about 10 seconds left. Looks like they're going to run it down and try to find an open shot here.
Ball goes the wing. There's a shot off the wing. Up, off, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Hillcrest got it. Will he get the shot off? He does not get it off in time, and we have reached the end of one quarter. After one period here at Dorman High School in the Upward Classic, your score is Norcross 14 and Hillcrest 13. You're watching high school basketball on iHigh and Cox Sports Broadcasting. We'll be back in just a minute. And Norcross will have first possession here of the second quarter. We're being warned about getting back out on the court quicker. The officials were already counting, though, so here they come. We'll see if they run a set play to start the second quarter.
And this is a big time in the game right here, Coach, where you're going back and forth. It's really good to establish momentum headed into the halftime locker room, so let's see who can jump out and get that momentum.
Right now, the Blue Devils being patient on offense are facing, well, the reason why they're doing it is Hillcrest changed up, gave them a different look, playing zone now. They've gone to the zone, so they're running their zone offense now, looking to penetrate. Ball tipped out of bounds. It will still be Norcross basketball.
And with Hillcrest going to a zone, this is where Herbert really needs to use his ball skills to break down the defense and get in the middle of the lane and be able to find one of his teammates for an open shot.
Looking for,
and we've got an offensive foul.
I believe on one of the screens was a little bit aggressive then, so it's going to be a turnover and a foul.
Very physical down there in the paint as we saw in that inbounds play. A lot of banging, a lot of pushing going on. So there was the offensive foul, and we're going the other way.
Here comes the 2-2-1 three-quarter look again for the Blue Devils. Ball goes inside. Power move block.
Great block.
Block number 3 by Giddens, and traveling's going to be called as Kersey got his own rebound, but shuffled his feet before he could go back up again.
And Gibbons he does a great job on those blocks. He keeps his hands straight up in the air, but he's able to elevate so high that he can get the block.
Long 3 by Gibbons, short, and goes over the backboard.
And
it will be a turnover.
Like we talk about, when you have a 6'7" guy who uses his length to his advantage, when he's out there shooting threes, I think the other team can live with that.
And that's usually a sign right there when you see a big man put up a shot like that he's frustrated that he's not gotten the ball on offense recently, and going to say, well, I'll take this shot. I don't care where I am. So sometimes
he has been quite on the offensive.
Right, he's not been getting
a
whole lot of touches on offense recently. So shot
turnover
by Smith is taken away before he can put up the shot. Trey Smith with the turnover. Herbert with the ball, bringing it up the court. Shakes, bakes.
Kid's got some handles.
Nowhere.
He's got some handles, though.
Hillcrest back in the zone now. Ball goes to the high post, kick back out. Herbert wanted to pull the trigger, but didn't have any bullets in the gun, so he didn't let it fly.
But that was a good job there because they got the ball into the middle of the zone, and that's what was opening stuff up. Just
There's
like that right there.
Cut. Nice pass, but goes through his hands. Nice pass to the high post and backdoor cut, but a little bit too hot on the pass for Herbert.
Same thing, Coach. They got the ball in the middle of the lane and had a guy cutting back door, but he just couldn't hang on to the pass. He would have had a wide-open layup.
Again, a 2-2-1. Dustin, I'll date myself. I bet you don't know what Coach patented that press, do you?
No, I'm going to let you date yourself on
this. The
this
legendary Coach John Wooten.
I'm going to let you date yourself on that.
John Wooten was the coach that first made that press right there, the 2-2-1 famous. Of course, I was just a little boy back then. But
you sure you didn't coach with him?
I played for him. No, I'm just kidding.
And we got another offensive foul. Second out of 3 possessions there where they get an offensive foul going the other way.
Officials are watching a lot of the activity away from the ball today.
And that's 16 fouls on Norcross, so one more, and we're going to be shooting 1-on-1.
5 on Hillcrest, so both teams are not too far away from the bonus.
And not a lot of offense here to start the second quarter, Coach, so still 1-point game, and both teams trying to find something to get it going.
Norcross back now, just playing straight up man-to-man. Ball goes inside. It's knocked away and picked up by the Blue Devils. Penetration all the way. Layup is no good.
And that was Gibbons being active again on the defensive end to create that fast break.
Jackson with the ball. It's going to be lost and turned over again. Playing a little sloppy right now. And good call then as it's going to be charging. As Trey Smith was standing there waiting for that one.
Yeah, I don't know what Norcross's coaches are mad about because that was a great charge. Had position, didn't move, didn't shuffle his feet, stood there and took the charge. Great play by Trey.
I agree with the guys in the striped shirts on that one.
That was a good call. Trey Smith made sure he had position and took the charge. So, Coach, we've had a lot of offensive fouls and turnovers and not a lot of points here in the second quarter.
14-13, the score we started with starting a quarter, and we played almost 3 minutes here in the second quarter. Nobody scored. Hillcrest with the basketball, dressed in white. There's a shot off the wing, in and out, no good. Rebound goes down and picked up by Norcross.
Good ball movement there by Hillcrest, though, to get the open look.
And there is
And
an errant
Norcross
pass.
is really struggling right now on the offensive end, Coach. We've had about 3 offensive fouls, 3 turnovers. I mean, they really just can't get anything going at the moment.
Tyler Williams running the offense right now. Put a little bit more zip on that ball and led his intended receiver.
And you can see a little bit. You can see another travel, Coach, another turnover. You can see a little fatigue in both teams where they're making mental mistakes and they're not able to execute their offense.
And it looks like Dorman High Schools is serving turnovers aplenty today. As we have,
and it's got to be hard for the coaching staff, Coach, because you know your guys are tired. You know they're a little bit mentally fatigued as far as taking a loss last night. So that you just got to tell them to go out there and play hard.
Well, the coaches are tired and irritable too, and they don't want to see that kind of sloppy play. So I can tell you that right now.
You can see it in Norcross's coach right now.
They're Jesse
McMillan is not happy with the way his offense is running, so he is definitely trying to get that corrected.
As a coach, I know that feeling. You don't have a whole lot of sympathy for turnovers right about now. Back in the zone now. Ball goes inside, and the nice catch then going up with it immediately was Goodwin, and he was grabbed on the wrist, so he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 shots.
And a nice pass by Williams there, who, like you said, is running the offense now to find the guy on the back door. So we're going to have 2 free throws here on the line. Chance for the first points of the quarter here for either team.
Again, we can say it's been good defense, or it can be turnovers aplenty. Free throw is down good. He paid his dues at the country club because he got that country club bounce on that one. Second free throw coming up. In and out, no good. Whistle. And I believe we're going to give him another one on lane violation.
Lane violation on number 34, Randall Walker. So we're gonna have another one here at the line.
Walker is a 6'3" junior for Hillcrest.
And Walker doing everything he can because he's trying to box out a 6'5" here, a junior. So he's trying to get in there early to get that position.
And the second free throw is good.
So Sanders checks back in for Norcross. Let's see if Hillcrest can get the ball down here and get a good offensive possession.
Again, 2-2-1. 3-quarter press being extended now. 16-13, Norcross leads. Norcross wearing the blue uniforms, while Hillcrest is dressed in the predominantly white uniform with the red-black trim. Looking for help. The ball goes inside the paint to Walker. Walker goes up, short, no good. Ball tipped, no good. Tipped again, no good. Being fought for on the floor, and coming out with it is the Blue Devils. And traveling is going to be called, man.
And we got both coaching staffs yelling at the refs, trying to get travels, trying to get calls. And when you're battling like this and your teams are struggling, you got to try to get as many calls as you can.
You just at this point, you're just trying to get something going, get a little spark.
Norcross is doing a great job on defense. Hillcrest just struggling to find open looks and get the ball inside, really. Everything's outside the three-point line.
Brooks with the jumper, top of circle, up, off, no good. Good block out then. Rebound ripped down by
I think that's a good sign. That's a good sign, though, for Brooks to take that shot. He was open. He's probably one of the best players they have on their team. He's got to look to get it going and try to find a shot where he can get into a rhythm.
Hillcrest staying with the zone. Ball's kind of fumbled around inside, shuffled his feet, got away with it. But I guess the referee saying we can blow it every play if you want us to. But ball's passed inside. Reaching foul is going to be called on number 32.
And I think that's going to put them in the bonus here, Coach, where they're going to be sitting for a 1-and-1. Yep, 1-and-1. And Coach, what are you? If you're a coach, what are you going to tell your team at halftime when, it's still a close game, can go either way, but when you're struggling and you're making mental mistakes like this, what do you got to do to correct it in the second half?
Settle down and take care of the basketball. But the basketball is like money. You got to hang on to that thing. You can't turn it over. Free throw's coming up. First free throw is in the air, in and out, no good. Givens back in the game now, pulls down a rebound. Gets it over to Davis. Jalen Davis now brings it up the floor.
So still, Hillcrest still has not scored a point in this quarter, and Norcross is only sitting on 2. So you would think if you haven't scored a point in the quarter, you're probably down a lot, but you're only down 3 points right now.
That's true. But again, that active zone defense right now by the Rams. Again, our tempo's really slowed down this quarter. There's a drive going to the basket, shot no good, tipped up and in good then.
A nice finish there by Kevin Barnes. A one-handed little tip-in for the lay-in on the offensive glass.
And leaner by Smith is up off no good, whistle, and I think he got a foul on the play.
Going to the line for 2, Coach, and when you haven't scored a point in the second quarter, where's the best play to maybe get on the board at the free throw line? They missed one last time on the court. Let's see if they can get it here.
Well, he got a 2-shot foul this time, I believe, so he should be able to maybe at least make 1 out of 2 to give that point and get you going. Free throw is down good.
And I know head coach of Hillcrest, Reggie Choplin, he's got to be a little upset with how his team's playing, but he's also got to be sitting there looking at the scoreboard saying, if my team's playing this bad and we're only down 4, we still can win this game.
Positive you can take.
Absolutely.
You can tell your guys that, look, we got a break that we could have gotten blown out in the quarter.
And there's our second lane violation of the game. We're going to shoot another one.
I believe sometimes officials get favorite calls that they look forward to making in a game. Their point of emphasis, and they want to make it. So
a lot of whistles in this game, whether it's fouls or turnovers. They might need new whistles before the next game.
Next free throw's down good. So the old NBA, 2 to make 3, and he makes 2 of them.
And here we go, 2 minutes left in the half, 3-point game. Let's see who can make that patent and run, kind of like, good college team do, like the Duke Blue Devils or something. Make a run here at the end of the half and get the momentum.
Hillcrest extending the defense now. Ball goes inside. Shot put up.
And that's
nice
great defense, yes. Hands straight up, going straight up in the air. You're never going to get to that foul call when you go up like that.
Hillcrest on the attack. 2-on-1 break. Layup is up and in good then.
And there's their first.
That is Hooker.
And there's their first field goal, and it's back to a 1-point game. Minute and a half left remaining in the first half.
Long pass up the side. Goes into Goodwin. Layup up off no good. Oh. And there comes Mr. Giddens. Mr. Windex comes in and flushes that one back. On the other end, ball knocked away by Goodwin, but goes out of bounds.
And what you got to like about it, coaches, we know about the athleticism, we know about the length, but he knows where to position himself to get those rebounds and to get those follow-up putbacks. And that's a big key to rebounding. You don't really have to have the length and the size. We've talked about it. It's the positioning you have to get those rebounds.
Set the inbounds now. Minute 19 remaining first half. 3-point lead by Norcross. Shot up and in good. Nice left-handed.
Now we've got offensive flurry going on here in the half, Coach.
Pick it up here. Ball goes in the corner, attacking, putting up a shot, no good by, let's see, number 32, is that Walker?
Williams.
Excuse me, Williams.
And both teams, Coach, we talked about this yesterday. Anytime a team's putting full court pressure on you, or any kind of pressure, the best way to break it down is the pass. And they're doing that, and that's allowing both teams to get kind of looks at layups and trips to the free throw line.
So Williams will have 2 opportunities here to extend the lead with 1:06 remaining here in first half action. And you are watching high school basketball from the Upward Classic 2011 here at Dorman High School in Roebuck, South Carolina, which is a suburb of Spartanburg, South Carolina, for those of you that are checking your maps right now wondering where Roebuck is. I've actually got the mayor of Roebuck sitting next to me running the camera today. He's running for re-election. Free throw, up, off, no good.
Hillcrest trying to push the ball to the floor, but throw a long pass out of bounds for the turnover. We've got about just over a minute left, and Norcross is going to have the ball with a chance to extend the lead. Goodwin bringing the ball up. Slows it down, then speeds up, though.
There's a shot off the wing, up off no good. Offensive rebound, but Goodwin brings it back out. Rather than take a bad shot, he's going to reset it. 49 on the clock. Good. Coach, the ball looks at the backdoor cut. Got a man open. Nice body control. Goes up, lays it up, and in good.
And a staple of Norcross's offense, you can see it, Coach, is that backdoor cut. They're using that a lot in this first half.
Let's see if Hillcrest will probably take the first good available shot. If they take the first shot, it wasn't a good one. It was available, though. Ball lost, saved. Hillcrest gets it back. 14 seconds to go. Trey Smith, layup, up off, no good. Ball tip, no good. Walker puts it up and ain't good. Cuts the lead back to 2. 5 seconds to go. And we got a foul call.
Wow.
With 2/10 of a second to go, and that's going to be
Coach,
free throws.
If you're a coach, you have to be furious right now. That is an awful foul that far away from the basket. Now you're going to give the team a chance for free throws with no time basically left on the clock.
Reggie Choplin looks like somebody just took back all of his Christmas toys right now after that call. But he is not happy.
Hands on his hip. He just cannot believe what just happened there.
The officials are discussing it. The foul did occur before the horn went off.
I also think Norcross got away with the inbounds here, Coach. Looks like he inbounded the ball when it hit he did a bounce pass, and it hit out of bounds before it went inbound.
What they could have actually called was Hillcrest reached across the line and touched it, which would have been a technical foul.
So we had a lot of things happening.
There's a lot of things that could have been, but were not called. That's why it hit the floor, because Hillcrest deflected it out of bounds.
But I mean, you got a huge swing here. You had Hillcrest getting a layup right before the half, cutting it to 2. Probably had the momentum with that fast break layup, and then you go and create a silly foul. But luckily they missed the 1-on-1.
So that's going to do it. We have a 2-point game here at the half as Norcross goes to the locker room leading by the score of 23-21 here in the Upward Classic at Dorman High School. We'll be back with some statistics here momentarily, though, but you are watching Holiday basketball at its best, high school basketball on iHigh and Cox Sports Broadcasting. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
I was surprised because I was looking at that Brooks kid for Hillcrest. I mean, he's getting all these looks. He really had to become quiet today.
On behalf of Upward Sports and Dorman High School, we'd like to welcome you to the 2011 Upward Classic. The athletes participating in the Upward Classic come from different states, backgrounds, and experiences. However, they each play a significant role on their team. Through victory, defeat, they display for their school and community what hard work, discipline, practice, and teamwork can accomplish. We're honored that you've chosen to watch this exciting tournament. Upward Sports is thrilled to be sponsoring this tournament for the 4th year. Founded in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Upward Sports develops, equips, and resources the local church so that in turn they can connect with families and their communities through the universal language of sports. Since 1995, we've grown to partner with over 2,400 churches across the country to provide a fun sports experience for children kindergarten through 6th grade. As time goes by, we're humbled to realize that currently there are over 500,000 high school graduates who played Upward Sports as a child. By 2013, that number should grow to well over 1 million graduates. Upward Sports is beginning to experience the dynamics behind former Upward Sports participants now turning into Upward Sports coaches. These are individuals whose love of the game was affected by their Upward Sports childhood experience. Now they want to make a difference in the lives of the next generation of players. We want to celebrate this giving back phenomenon by continuing to host a first-class high school basketball tournament known as the Upward Classic. We hope that you'll enjoy this webcast of the 2011 Upward Classic, and should you want to learn more about Upward Sports, we invite you to visit our website at upward.org.
Figured out why Michael Jordan was not at the game last night.
Oh, where was he?
He is on a private.
Okay. And welcome back to Norman High School. We are just about ready to get this party started with second half action as Norcross has a 2-point lead over the Hillcrest Rams. I'm the coach, Dick Cox, joined by Dustin Pfeiffer. Dustin, have you had a chance to go over the stats yet?
Yeah, just taking a look at it here. This 2-point game as we get ready for the second half. Leading the way for Hillcrest, we have, looks like we got them all mixed up. Leading the way for Norcross is Brandon Goodwin with 6 points. Gibbons also has 6 points and 4 rebounds. And on the other side, we have Trey Smith leading the way for Hillcrest with 7 points. So interested to see who's going to come out in the second half and take control of this game.
Well, I was in a hospitality room, and there was a big fat biscuit I was getting ready to bring to see if you bring the jam in the second half. But I don't think you got any. I'm going to wait to see if they've got any out here, though. Mayor over here said he's got some, though. So we're going to have to get some votes for mayor for re-election over here.
I think we can find some somewhere up here.
And here we go. We're back to action now. Hillcrest with the basketball. First possession, chance to tie. Get inside. Player falls down but saves the ball.
And, Coach, what are you looking for in the second half between both these teams?
I'm looking to see as far as who's going to be able to pick it up and play with energy and get their transition game going. You got two athletic teams, and, again, it's going to be a matter of who can find that extra pep in their step and do the little things to get over the hump and win this game.
And for Hillcrest, I'm looking to see who's going to step up on their team. I mean, we've had, like we talked about, Trey Smith has stepped up, but I'm looking for DJ Brooks to see if he can make an impact in the second half.
Shot off the wing. Good one. Nailed
and the foul.
Oh, that can be a big play as he hits the long range.
And his 34 points last night, 7 of them were three-pointers, and he just added another one there and one chance for a 4-point play.
I believe he shot that ball all the way down in Woodruff, which is right next door to Roebuck down the road here. The mayor's nodding his head, yeah. But
so he's still got that stroke from last night where he scored 34 points. And also for Norcross, I'm looking to see, like you said, Givens didn't get the ball a lot on the offensive end. He kind of made his own stuff happen. So let's see if they can get him the ball inside and establish a post game down there.
One of those rare 4-point plays. You look to see if that can jumpstart a team. Doing some things like that there. Going inside. Nice, strong move by Kersey. Whistle fouled. He gets fouled. He's going to go to the line to shoot, too.
And Kersey has shown that he has some really good post moves down low. Has done a good job attacking the basket. Doesn't matter who's on him. He's going to make a strong move to the basket. Here he is at the line for 2 free throws.
So, again, 27-21, Norcross with the early second half lead. Just underway, second half play from Dorman High School in Roebuck, South Carolina. First free throw up off by Kersey. He'll have another one.
And back to his post moves. One of the reasons he does so well on there is his footwork. He establishes his position and he makes a move. And when he makes a move, he knows what he's going to do.
Second free throw around the rim and rolls home good. Hillcrest looking to pick up now, extending the pressure. Hillcrest running a 2-1-2 full court press now. Pass goes up the side. And
got away with a foul there, too, Coach. Look, it kind of pushed off as he was going up to the basket.
Altry knocks down the shot. Getting it back inside. There's
great
a
pass.
Glass, body control, tip, no good. Fighting for the loose ball. Close shot from in close, no good. Rams still with the ball, laying it up in good, and count it. And we got a foul on the play.
And that's number 12, Corbin Anderson, with the finish and one.
Anderson, the 6'2 guard, stayed with it. That the Rams that time were playing volleyball on the backboard and got numerous inside shots before they were finally able to get one foul.
You can tell both the coaches had to talk with their teams because you're seeing both teams fighting more for loose balls, trying to win those hustle plays because that could be the difference in this game.
Free throw will not stay down. It rolls off.
Speaking of difference in the game, let's knock down some free throws.
And we see staying with the 2-1-2 full court pressure. Ball goes across the line, looking to trap out of it now.
And a good trap.
And I think we had an accidental whistle as the ball was deflected back court, but the referee blew the whistle, and then he patted himself on the chest and said, "My bad." So we'll give him a mulligan, and we'll let him play ball again as they take the ball out of bounds. Across the timeline, here he goes. Herbert with the ball. Gets it over on the wing.
Almost goes out of bounds. Good save by Herbert there.
It's Coach McMillan's
he is not happy.
Feels like they're not getting enough movement on offense. And there goes Herbert to the hole, takes it. And a late call. After the ball had come off the glass, they blew the whistle, called the foul.
And I don't think the Coach Choplin for Hillcrest has been very happy with the officiating in this game from the start. And right there, a good take by Herbert, but he was a little out of control. And it looks like he got bailed out by that foul call because that was a late call there.
I agree with you.
Like you said, we're sitting up here. We get to be the judges.
I can sit up here and say it because I don't get technicals anymore. So that's the best part about it.
I'm sure that's what Coach Choplin wants to say, but I don't think he's trying to be quiet so he doesn't get teed up.
An ex-coach's dream to be able to say what you want to and you can't get teed up.
Yeah, sometimes I have to tee you up, though, and keep you calm up here because sometimes you get out of control.
You make me stay in the coaching box, don't you? First free throw up, off, no good. Second one coming up. Norcross
Missed free throws is starting to be a key here, Coach. Both teams are struggling from the line.
You're starting to see what I'm saying now about people don't practice free throws anymore.
Totally.
I still do.
There's another miss.
And there's the ball comes off. Missed time in his jump on the rebound was the Hillcrest Ram player, and then it goes off his foot out of bounds. So Norcross will maintain possession underneath their own basket.
And, Coach, once again, for these first 2 minutes, we talked about it. Gibbons has he has not been there on the offensive end. They haven't really been looking for him.
And there the ball is deflected inside. Now Goodwin launches one. No good.
He's got the green light whenever he wants, it looks like, the way he's been shooting here in this tournament.
His traffic light only has one color, and that's green. There's one from Herbert, top of circle, just barely draws iron, but it's batted out of bounds by Walker, so it will stay Norcross basketball.
A lot of rebounds coming right down to Hillcrest, but they just can't get control of them, and it's giving extra possessions to Norcross, which is not what you want to do when you're down 5.
Looking to get the ball in bounds. Pass goes almost back to the midcourt stripe. Good one with the ball. Passes it to Herbert. Gibbons cuts down the lane. Nobody looks at him. There's a penetration move. Taking it all the way out of control, and they're going to call traveling.
And they had Gibbons earlier in the play for a cut, but nobody was really looking at him. And I think for them to extend this lead and maybe hold on to win this game, that he's got to get involved on the offensive end.
Hillcrest on the attack now. First time they've been across the midcourt stripe in about a minute or so. Nice move. Off-balance shot put up. No good. Rebound being fought for. Jump ball. Possession error goes to the Blue Devils.
And it just kind of seems right now that everything's going Norcross's way. Hillcrest has a rebound. It slips out of their hand, goes out of bounds. They do a nice hustle play, get the jump ball, but the possession error is going the other way. So you just got to settle in here, try to overcome these mistakes and get back in the game. And that's the way to do it.
There's a turnover. I'm going to start a new saying, I'll bring the ice cream, you bring the turnover, because we get plenty of those now, too.
And, Coach, both teams are struggling right now, but I still see more energy coming out of Norcross than I do Hillcrest. They just seem really flat, and they gotta shake out of this if they want to come back.
Long three, top the circle, no good. And boy,
great rebound by Gibbons.
Got up on that one. 6'7" junior with those long arms was well above the crowd on that rebound.
And when he can go up and get a rebound like that, you reward him on the other end. And there he is with the ball. Takes it.
Nice drive. Ball goes off the side of the backboard, though. Here it goes up the side, going to lay up. Kersey. And I think they're going to call for offensive, almost like a moving pick look.
I didn't really get to see that one, Coach. It was moving so quick. I saw the layup, but I don't know if I saw the moving screen.
They're going to call offensive foul on it. They wave it off.
So we're going the other way. Another bad break for Hillcrest. It's just not going their way right now.
We're stuck on 29-24. Norcross leads with 4:38 remaining third quarter action. But tell you what, the 2-3 zone at Hillcrest is in right now, they got to be careful because they're getting spread out and they're leaving some seams to attack back door. That they got to make sure they're talking and don't go to sleep for that back door cut. Right
there it is. Good recovery though.
Trey Smith goes up and a blocking foul is called.
And that's a good call right there. The player wasn't set, he was moving, gets the blocking foul, going to the line for 2. And Coach, you talked about that back door in Norcross. That's one of their staples we saw in the first half, and if they space it out, that's what they're looking for.
What what you want to do is try to spread out, but you want to get your hands out.
Yep.
When you're playing good help side D, you always want to be pointing ball and man, and that makes you get your hands up when you're playing defense.
And here's Trey Smith in the line for 2. He was the spark in the first half for this Hillcrest team with 7 points. Let's see if he can try to let them creep back in the game as he misses the first free throw again.
Again, tired legs.
When are you opening that free throw, School?
Probably.
Between games? Because
maybe, yeah. Up, off, no good. I'm going to probably go into the auxiliary gym and start one here in just a few minutes. So that kills me because I shot 89% from the line for my career, and I practiced them all the time. Drive to the basket, dishes, goes up, and foul is going to be called on Evans, I believe.
Yeah, nice penetration and kick right there to get to the line and get a foul. We're going to have 2 free throws again. Chance for Norcross to stretch this lead to 7. And I think the Hillcrest kids kind of just got to calm down and keep their composure. They see that everything is basically going against them right now, but they just got to keep battling and try to get back in this.
6-point lead now. First free throw rolls around the rim, goes in. Second free throw coming in. Knocks him down. 7-point lead.
And that's a swing, Coach. 2 missed free throws by Hillcrest and 2 made by Norcross, and it's a 7-point lead, like you said.
You got to watch. This thing kind of slowly is creeping away from Hillcrest right now. Drive to the basket. Layup. Miss. No good. Ball tipped. No good.
They're getting to the basket. They just can't finish.
Spin move by Goodwin.
And a great pass. Great take by Goodwin there. Gets in the air, but finds his teammate for the layup, and it's a 9-point game.
And the other way, if it goes, it'll count, but it didn't. And he got bailed at that time because he went up in the air really with nowhere to go.
Last second he saw him, yep.
Minute. He almost got trapped with nowhere to go.
And Trey Smith providing the offense again for Hillcrest, attacks the basket, almost gets an and 1. Here he is at the line for 2. He missed his last 2.
This time you saw what he did. He bent his knees.
Bent his knees, yep.
Those
Sure
knees
did.
were stiff last time. And again, that's what we talked about, those legs being gone right there. You got to bend your knees to get that free throw there. That's where your power comes from, since you're not jumping.
He did a lot better job on those 2, knocks them both down. And here comes the pressure again.
33-26, 7-point lead now. Man-to-man defense now. The Rams are going to try to pick up the intensity on defense. Going to the basket, putting up a shot, and it's off the glass. Good.
Nice shot by Williams.
Look what I found.
When it goes in, it looks pretty.
And there's Smith putting up one, whistle, and he's foul heading back to the line.
And now we have the Norcross coach not happy about that call, but I think that was another good call there. Again, the player was moving. He has to be set. And so we're going to go Trey Smith again getting to the free throw line. He is the one trying to get his team back in it.
And the official just warned Coach McMillan, told him to get back in his box.
I don't think both coaches are happy with really the way their teams have been playing, but then you factor in the officiating as well. They're just not really happy about this game right now.
They're not happy about playing at 12:30 either. So that kind of puts you in a bad mood before the game even starts.
Absolutely.
You got that short night's sleep and had to get up and come play at 12:30 after you had a tough game the night before. That kind of puts coaches in a bad mood. Free throw does not go down.
And that's about 5 points they've lost on the line, Coach, and that's why it's a 9-point game right now with the chance for Norcross to push it to double digits.
Goodwin with the ball. Williams now with the ball, top the circle.
And we've seen it, Coach. If this game gets to double digits, it may be tough to come back because offense is at a premium right now in this game.
And there goes Givens. Lowers his shoulder, dips it, and shoots it.
Really his first chance almost of the game to get a look that wasn't on a rebound. And Norcross is really turning it up here, 11-point lead, and they can sense that they have a chance to take control of this game.
2 minutes, 28 seconds remaining, third period action.
Who is going to answer for Hillcrest? That's the question. So far it's been Trey Smith.
Try. He got held on the arm then, but cannot get it to go. Rebound knocked out. And again, Mr. Brooks has been very quiet today for the
And
Rams.
just a bad foul there at half court reaching in. And right now, that's frustration right now. And like you said, Norcross is in control, and they can sense that they have a chance to put this team away. Again, only in this quarter, only 5 points so far for Hillcrest. And if they get down by too many, it's going to be tough to come back with the way their offense is playing today.
Goodwin with the ball. Brings it down the court, passes it over on the wing. There's Giddens trying to get it going, and he does. That's 2 in a row for Giddens.
And that's almost what makes this team scary, Coach. He really hasn't even been a factor in the game on offense until right now, and here he is, finally turning up, and they're up 13.
Tried to answer on the other end. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Hillcrest.
Nothing going down for Hillcrest right now. Norcross totally in control, and we could be having the game getting out of hand here in a minute.
Here comes Goodwin trying to attack on the other end. Wow, you bring the biscuit.
And if I'm Coach Choplin, I got to call a timeout right here. We need to get a timeout, and there it is.
So good move right there. We have 1:33 remaining third quarter action, and Norcross is now pushed forward to a 41-26 lead over Hillcrest. You're watching Upward Classic Holiday Basketball on iHigh and Cox Sports Broadcasting.
What I was saying is, I found out why Jordan won at the game last night. He's on a yacht overseas celebrating because he just got engaged.
And welcome back to Norman High School. The Norcross Blue Devils have just made a run to push the lead up to 15 now over the Hillcrest Rams with 1:33 remaining third quarter action.
And, Coach, you can see Hillcrest come out of this timeout. They look deflated. They look frustrated. So it's going to be tough for them to get back in this game. Let's see if they can do it. And on the other end, we talked about it. I mean, Norcross really hasn't gotten anything going, hasn't looked for Gibbons, but now they find him on the offensive end, and they go on a quick 6-0 run to push the lead to 15.
Hillcrest, these players right now, this is when you start reaching for it because you've got a good basketball team. You don't want to lose 2 in a row, and you've got to reach down deep and try to find it right now.
It's a gut check.
Hillcrest on the attack now. Ball goes to the top of the circle. Whistle away from the ball. We have got a holding foul.
And that's going to be the 16th foul. One more, and they're going to be in the 1-on-1. And checking back in the game, here comes Kirksey, who had a good first half as far as in the post. Hasn't had a lot of looks in this second half. Let's see what Hillcrest can do here on this possession.
Evans checks out. Kirksey back in. Gets inside. Finds position.
There you go.
Good.
And that's the kind of easy bucket they needed to settle down. Now tight, you can set your defense up and try to get a turnover here.
That's why I never played man-to-man out of bounds under. Because it's easy to lose your man, give up an easy basket. Speaking of easy baskets, there is Giddens with another big inside shot.
Gets the loose ball, basically just jumps vertical and is able to throw it down. I mean, kid's got a ton of athletic ability, but he picks up a foul reaching in here on the other end.
And that's a pretty good call because he was kind of leaning over him.
And that's going to put Hillcrest in a bonus.
Shoot 1-on-1 the rest of the game.
1 minute left here in the third.
Big thing is, can they convert from the charity stripe?
They've struggled here today. Let's see if they can get 2 here. Because we talk about that mentality, Coach. If they can get 2 free throws here and get a stop and get a bucket, get it to around 10, then you never know what happens in the fourth. We saw that yesterday in a game.
That's true. In and out, no good.
And that's been a killer. It's just been a killer for Hillcrest all day.
Herbert with the ball. There is.
And he's feeling it.
Giddens is feeling it now. He is cooking with both burners right now as he's turned it up a notch. 18-point lead, 46-28.
Kind of almost like we saw yesterday, Coach, with Kenneth Gaines getting off to a slow start and turning up in the second half, and that's what Gibbons has done here.
Ball never went out of bounds. They keep playing it. They stop thinking it went out. Layup up and in good.
And again, the Norcross coach is not happy. Outside of his coaching box again, he better be careful. And he is very close to getting a technical here, Coach. He's got to be careful right now. His team's up 16. You don't want to get that technical and maybe give momentum back to the other side.
Coach McMillan from this area went to Chapman High School.
But you got to like the intensity, though. He's getting his players fired up, and he's battling for his guys.
16-point game now.
Big possession here. You want to get a bucket for Hillcrest heading into the fourth to have some kind of momentum.
10 seconds. Long three. Up off, no good.
And every shot you...
Rebound should have never put it on the floor, but he gets fouled on the play.
And, Coach, every shot you're seeing from the outside, especially from Hillcrest right now, is short, like you talked about. Legs are tired, frustration setting in. So the three-pointer is not a high percentage shot right now for this ball club. But Kirksey gets the rebound, puts it on the floor, gets bailed out by a foul, and he's going to go one-on-one.
Chance to cut it to 14 here with 5 seconds to go.
And 14 looks a lot better than 16, Coach. You know that as a coach.
It does. And the first half free throw looks good. Well, plus you go in the fourth quarter, on a 4-0 run.
Yeah.
Which is still a run.
Yeah.
But it looks better than a 2-0 run.
And I like what Norcross did there, taking Gibbons out here with the last few seconds of the quarter so he wouldn't pick up another cheap foul. And here we go again, a lane violation, this time on the shooter, and we're going the other way. So 5 seconds here left in the third quarter. Norcross with a 15-point lead. Chance to push it up here. We're going to get some pressure in the backcourt. Let's see what they can do.
They walked, but he got away with it. Coach Shoplin saw that too.
Oh!
We almost had one from a three-quarter length. Coach Shoplin wanted to call, but he's not going to get one, though. So at the end of three quarters now, your score is Norcross 46, Hillcrest 31. We'll be back with all the exciting fourth-quarter action in just a minute. You're watching Holiday High School basketball on iHigh and Cox Sports Broadcasting. And welcome back to Dorman High School. I am the Coach Dick Cox, joined by Dustin Pfeiffer, and we are ready to bring you all the exciting fourth quarter action here of high school holiday basketball at the Upward Classic here at Dorman High School.
Coach, I'm going to go out on a limb here, just looking at the end of that quarter and the coaches talking to the refs. I don't think they're going to be having a lot of conversation after the game.
Probably not.
A lot of physical play here and a lot of close, tough calls.
There's a shot being put up. Will not stay down.
And that's been the story for Hillcrest all day. Good look, in and out, and just nothing can go down for them.
Rams having trouble buying one, and they're going to call. Coach Shoplin thought that was a walk on the play.
And we got the crowd getting into it down here, too. One thing I will say, I love Norcross's intensity. For you to be up 15 and play with this intensity is something you got to do to close out teams.
Well, right now the difference in the game was the Giddens spurt in the third quarter when he knocked down about 8 points and got the hot hand. That is your old Maybelline call, your makeup call there for one earlier
I didn't
in the
really
game.
See anything there, so that definitely wasn't makeup.
Get the Maybellines right there. And all those seeds that were fertilized by the coaches trying to plant them, starting to come back to be harvested.
But you can see the confidence in Gibbons now. He's putting the ball on the floor, trying to create his own shot. He hit those few shots, and he's ready to go now.
Yes, he is.
And here's Smith with the ball. That's who's been their key.
Shot put up and in good. Nice shot then by Kersey. It's down to 13.
Kersey and Trey Smith have definitely been the best players on the floor for Hillcrest, trying to keep them in this game.
Shot going up, and Coach Shoplin just shakes his head, doesn't even say anything. That they call that one, that was one I'm not sure about
And
either.
I think that's one there where I thought that was a good strip. I don't know about that foul.
I thought it was too.
And I think that's one where Gibbons just maybe gets that with his length, and they give him the call on that because that's a tough call in my mind. And like you said, I think Coach Choplin's just kind of going to sit there and just kind of shake his head and go with what's happening out there right now.
The 27 years I put in coaching, I learned that sometimes officials anticipate what's going to happen rather than see what's going to happen. Both free throws up off no good, so maybe turnabout's a fair play.
And as we always say, Coach, when you don't know about a call, the ball doesn't lie.
And there's the turnover. Again, Hillcrest does not want to turn it over. They get a steal back, going all the way. Smith with a nice play, coast to coast.
Smith really having a good game, and it's only an 11-point game. This game is not over yet.
Hillcrest has found some energy going the other way, giving up the layup on the other end. No, it will not stay down.
And I think for Hillcrest to get back in this game, they need to do what they're doing right now, which is pushing the ball down the floor.
Shot up off no good, putting it back up. And Kersey, and he's going to be fouled on the play.
And you can see the bench. This team's coming to life here. Kersey with another great offensive rebound, going to the line for two. And here we go with that mental game. Single digits is in the picture.
And the faithful fans from Hillcrest below us are starting to get excited now.
Coach, we talk about this all day, no matter what level of basketball it is. If a team can see single digits, they know that they got a chance.
And I believe we had a jersey change out here. Maybe had some blood on it. And we had this problem the other day where Hillcrest was playing and 6 of their players had to change jerseys during the game.
That means they're battling down there.
Yes.
So here's Kersey at the line for two. Chance, like I said, big free throws here. Chance to get it to single digits.
And actually what they had to do in the game the other day was some of the fellas on the bench gave up their clean jersey and wore a bloody jersey knowing they would not get in the ball game. So that's how they got in. The question was just asked in the press box up here on how they changed jerseys.
And you can look over there on the bench. Looks like a guy doesn't have one on, so that looks like that might be what they did.
Sometimes you got those fellas take one for the team. You see the naked ones sitting on the bench. You know they're the team players
what
who
happens,
the jerseys.
Kersey hits 1 out of 2, but they call it off again for a lane violation. Another questionable call. I don't really know exactly what the call was, but they waved off the free throw. We're going the other way.
46-35 is our score. Norcross leads with 6:38 remaining in your ball game. And another steal by Hillcrest. Hillcrest with energy now. Layup up and in good by Kersey.
And it's just another level for Hillcrest right now. We haven't seen this intensity and energy all game from this team.
And backing up, not to foul, and quickly calling a 30-second timeout.
It's going to be a full timeout.
Call a full timeout, okay?
He wants to make sure his team doesn't give up this lead.
So your score is 6:21 remaining in the ball game. Norcross 48 and Hillcrest 37. We'll be back in just a minute.
And welcome back to the 2011 Upward Classic here at Dorman High School. Norcross calls a timeout after that layup. Coach up 11. I think Coach McMillan sees that Hillcrest has turned up the intensity. He wants to make sure his team's going to match that effort.
Right, and just tell them settle down, take care of the basketball, and all this. Don't do anything stupid. We've worked hard to get the lead. And again, you just got to sometimes just got to hold time out to go back and review these things.
And like we talked about before the break, Hillcrest has turned it up. I don't know where the intensity came from, but a good job of them still trying to battle to get back in this game.
Brooks with the ball. Drives now, stops, pops. Layup off the glass. No good. Tip in, up and in good by Kersey.
And Kersey just has a motor down there that just doesn't stop. He keeps, no matter where the ball is, he's fighting for it, trying to get it to put it back in, and that's what they're doing.
There is another turnover.
Rams got a 5-on-1.
And nice play then by Goodwin. Fouls him. When you got a 4-on-1, you're going to make him earn them from 15 feet. Good play on defense.
Coach, we saw this yesterday with McKerchin and Chattahoochee. The momentum has switched, and Hillcrest has all the momentum right now. Chance to cut this to a 7-point game, and we still have over 5 minutes left.
Mighty Mo has entered the building for the Hillcrest Rams. But
free throws.
Mighty Mo can get shoved back out the door with missed free throws.
You got to be impressed, Coach, because we talked about it. That's about as much could go wrong for a team as it went wrong for Hillcrest in that third quarter. And they're fighting back, and it's a single-digit game. This is a huge free throw right here.
And he gets
and you can see their free throws are getting shorter, Coach. His legs getting a little tired. A timeout by Hillcrest.
So
it's like a 30-second timeout.
Seconds remaining here in fourth quarter action at the Upward Classic. Your score is Norcross 48 and the Hillcrest Rams 40. We'll be back in just a minute. That's Smith's jersey that was replaced. Other end. Norcross with a layup pushes the lead back to 10. Here comes Hillcrest. Shot blocked. Kersey rebound. Puts it back up and in with the left hand.
Huge second half for Kersey. I mean, he's really keeping his team in this ball game. And here comes the pressure, which has been a problem for Norcross here in these last few minutes. And there it is again. Another turnover. We're going the other way.
I think you're going to see a lot of gambling going on by Hillcrest, which means they're either going to get steals or give up layups. That time the ball was thrown in the middle of the floor. Two guys ran at it. They were afraid they were going to collide. They both stopped, and the ball went out of bounds. So that was as good
as Coach, if you're Hillcrest right now, the best thing to do is do what you've been doing. Attack the basket. Either find Kersey or you're going to have Kersey there fighting on the offensive boards to get a putback.
Brooks with the ball trying to
very quiet game for him as well. And here's Smith, who's had the jersey change like you mentioned. He's going to get to the line.
Let's see if number 20 brings him any better luck than it did with 15 from the free throw line.
And the big thing, both teams are in the bonus, but the big thing for Hillcrest is this 2 shots from here on out in the last 5 minutes.
That will be big. Free throw down good. 7-point game. That's the closest that Hillcrest has been in quite some time now. Since early in the second half. Around the rim, rattles home good.
And here we go.
6-point game. Herbert with the ball, gives it to Goodwin.
Now they can slow down and set it up.
And here he goes on a penetration move to the basket, lays it up and in good.
And that's just a good move by Herbert. If you're going to come out and play that defense that far out, you got to be aware of the first step, and Herbert beats him to the basket for the lay-in.
And if you're Hillcrest, you got to play help side. 3-point shot out of the corner. Count it. It's good. Elliott Jackson launches a 3-bomb. Ball on the floor now. And trying to bounce it off the Hillcrest player. He does so successfully. But it's now 52-47. Here come the Rams.
5-point game, 4.5 minutes left. Great chance for them to get back in this game. They're in this game.
Oh.
Looked like you got away with the foul there, but here we go.
Here they come with the steal, 3-on-1. Layup up and in good. Hillcrest is back within 3. And Brooks with a bad foul there, being in the bonus.
Bad foul with all the momentum. They're going to have a 1-and-1 here, but we have a 1-possession game with 4 minutes left, and right now, you got to like Hillcrest's chances because all the momentum's on their side.
The Rams have got momentum now. Goodwin going to the line to see if he can get the momentum stopped. Shooting 1-and-1.
And Goodwin's had a great tournament. We talked about 34 points last night. He's hit some big shots today. And these are 2 huge free throws that kind of calm down the storm that Hillcrest is bringing right now.
Free throw was good.
A lot of free throws using all the rim today.
That's right. Those rims are going to have some chip paint on them at the end of the day. So it's down good. Back to 5. Williams comes back in.
Looks like Coach Miller's doing a little offense for defense substitution.
Also going zone now to try to cut off some of that penetration.
And you got plenty of time. You don't have to take a bad shot here. You move the ball around. There's a 3.
Up off no good.
And there's the man of the hour. Oh, it's blocked. And there's Gibbons finally getting back on the defensive end. Hasn't had a block in a while, but he gets a big one there.
And quickly, timeout is called by Norcross. We're going to take it with them. 3 minutes, 54 seconds. All remains in our game today, and your score is Norcross 54 and Hillcrest 49. You're listening to Upward Classic Holiday High School Basketball on iHigh and Cox Sports Broadcasting. And back to action. Here we go with the basketball is Norcross. And like we just said, going four corners.
Like we talked about in that break, they're going to spread it out, run some clock, and try to find some cutters to the basket. Let's see what happens here.
They're shooting bonus free throws. They're going to try to get some easy opportunities. And there's the turnover.
Well, Herbert made a mistake there. If you're going to spread it out and try to find a cutter, you got to keep the ball moving, and he dribbled the ball in one place for too long.
Smith goes for three, gets his own rebound, puts it back in. Layup, no good. Herbert
Big
with
miss
the rebound.
there. Big miss on the layup to put back to make a one-possession game.
Don't need to foul him right here. You got 3:18 to go.
You've got Herbert kind of dribbling the ball out of control, not really having anywhere to go. You can't commit that foul there.
No. A little bit too early to start fouling. That's the 19th foul.
One
so
more.
Everything after this will be double bonus from here on out. Hillcrest already in double bonus. They're shooting two from here on out. Herbert at the free throw line, the point guard, eyes the basket and puts it down good. 6-point game now. 55-47. Second free throw, up, off, no good. Trey Smith with the rebound.
Big possession here for Hillcrest.
Down the lane, shots blocked again, about the seventh block, but Hillcrest with the rebound. Shot, count it, it's good. 3-point shot.
Nice cross-court pass for the three there.
Jackson knocks down the three. And going the other way, Williams got away with a walk. Whoa.
And he scoops it up and in. And we are going up and down now.
On the foul, on the floor.
Still going to be two shots, though. But Givens really trying to make his impact on the defensive end here. Hillcrest really attacking the basket. And that, like you said, that's about 7 blocks for Givens there.
I want to be when you come back in, put that little pump fake in and get him in there and get that foul on him.
2 big free throws here again. 5-point game, 2:47 remaining. And Anderson knocks down the first.
Second free throw coming up.
Did you just get that?
Second shot, up, off, no good.
Rebound by Givens.
Givens with the rebound, holds the ball, looking for help, clears it now to Williams. Here goes Herbert. Off the glass, whoa, coming for the follow. Crashing the glass, and wow, oh, what a collision there. That Kersey with a power rebound comes down on Herbert.
Goes up for a rebound and basically
had his steps cut from out of it. Had nowhere to come down. Both players took a spill on that. And
Herbert
Kersey
is
is still down.
Mm-hmm.
And Dorman athletic trainer Mickey Sebeski goes out to check on him. And we're going to come back after just a minute. Your score, 2:31 remaining in your game, and it's Norcross 57 and Hillcrest 53. We'll be back for the conclusion of the game after this break. And back to action. Here we go. First free throw by Brooks is up, off, no good. Shooting free throws for the injured player, Kersey.
And Kersey is up. Looks like he's okay. He's holding his wrist. I think the wrist kind of broke his fall. So hopefully he's okay and can get back in this ball game.
Listen, he might have hit the old funny bone. It isn't funny, which may be kind of burning right now.
Second one good. 57-54, 2:31 left, and Hillcrest is going to take a timeout here.
He's checking back in right now for him, though. So we're down to one possession game here. as Hillcrest is making their final adjustments.
And you just got to look back and kind of talk about it, Coach. If Hillcrest could have knocked down some of their free throws, they could either be tied or have the lead in this game. A lot of free throws have missed in this game.
That's like you say, though. If your Aunt Ethel had a mustache, it'd be your Uncle Fred, though. So you can look back at a lot of things. Missed layups, missed free throws, though. But as my good buddy Coach Tony say, it's all a part of the game.
And if I'm Norcross here, come out of this timeout, I want to run a play to try to find Givens cutting to the basket, because if he can get in there, he's either going to get the bucket or he's going to get fouled. So try to get something inside to your biggest guy and best player.
We're going to see Hillcrest come with full court pressure here now on the next Hillcrest foul. It's going to be double bonus for Norcross shooting the rest of the game. Kersey pressuring the inbounds pass. And it comes inbounds to Williams. Williams tries to split the defense. Finds Givens, who is going to go up for the jump.
And a great job of breaking the press there through the middle of the floor. And Givens was up all alone in the corner, who throws it down for the jam. 5-point game.
And there's Kersey going back up again. He gets fouled going to the basket on Williams. And I think it's a good call.
Good call. Kersey with another strong move to the basket. Looked like he got hit on the arm going up. So he's going to go to the line for two. Let's see if this wrist, him falling on his wrist will affect his free throw shot. Because every free throw is critical right now. 2 huge free throws. Has to get both to make it another one-possession game. And as you can see, Hillcrest, they keep getting it to within 3 or 4, but they haven't been able to get up there to tie the game. So they need to make these free throws and get a stop on the defensive end.
That was the 5th foul on Williams, so they're taking their time. Kersey needs to get off that line right now, though. He has been locked on that free throw line. He needs to be walking around and relaxing a little bit instead of locking those knees up on that free throw line.
He didn't move, so let's see what happens.
Free throw up, off, no good. He'll have another one.
Once again, hit the front of the rim, so you can definitely see fatigue is a factor.
5-point
Fourth
game.
quarter.
Let's cut it to 4.
Fourth quarter, taking a while. Still 2:13 left. Still plenty of time in this ball game.
A lot of fouls. Second free throw, back iron, no good. And rebound pulled down by Norcross.
That's basically like an empty possession, Coach. You get to the foul line, you miss 2 free throws, but you come away with nothing.
And there's a steal. Driving to the basket, shooting a layup, and it's going to be blocked by Givens again. Givens coming close with the double-figure blocks.
And, Coach, that's a good block, but it was very close to goaltending as well. But a good block by Givens. He's been there all game on that aspect.
Minute 41 to go.
And here comes the spacing again, Coach, trying to spread the floor.
Can't let him go all the way and shoot it if you're going to foul him. Basket good, count it.
And that could be a dagger right there, Coach. A great take all the way down the lane. The scoop layup. We've seen a lot of scoop layups here in this tournament. Finishes it with a foul. Chance to add one more. Could be looking at a 7-point game.
Free throw down good, 60-54. Is that score right?
I don't think that's right.
I think that score's right because I thought they were up 5.
I think it's 60. Yeah, 62-54.
Right.
There it goes. It is an 8-point game. So now, if you're Hillcrest, you got to get baskets and you got to get them in a hurry. And you may want to look at a 3 because you're down 8 points with a minute and a half.
I always thought when you made a free throw, they added one, didn't subtract one. So now we got it right. 62.
So Coach McMillan for Norcross on no fouls. And Hillcrest trying to get a basket quick.
Kicking it out. 3 ball in the air. Count it. It's good.
And that's
Brooks nails the 3. 62-57, down to a 5-point lead. Timeout quickly called by the Rams. A minute 23 remaining in your ball game. Norcross 62, Hillcrest 57. We'll be back with all the closing plays in just a minute. welcome back to Dorman High School. I'm the coach Dick Cox, joined by Dustin Pfeiffer, bringing you Upward Classic Holiday High School Basketball 2011 from the gymnasium at Dorman High School. Again, we've got a very good game right now, going right down to the wire between Norcross High School out of Norcross, Georgia, and Hillcrest High School out of Simpsonville, South Carolina. Two of the better teams in each of their states are battling to the end. 5-point lead right now with 1:23 to go.
And, Coach, you could tell me if you agree or not, but my strategy here, with 1:23 left, down 5, I'm going to go with the full-court pressure again like they are. Try to get a turnover, but if they're able to get it into the half court, I'm going to foul and extend the game for as long as possible and put them on the line because, like we said, a lot of fatigue right now.
I agree. You just don't want to give up any layup three-point plays right now. You go hard, aggressive for the trap, try to get it. You come jump him if you get a chance. You got to go try to take it from him. Go trap him right there when he turns his backside. See, you don't want to foul him in active shooting. Although, it's going to be a two-shot foul regardless.
It's going to be a two-shot foul regardless, but like what I'll talk about there is when you're down 5, you want to extend the game as long as possible if you don't get that steal, so you have opportunity to score. You just ran about 25 seconds off the clock there, then you give up a foul, so you wasted a lot of valuable time.
Minute 3 remaining in your ball game, 62-57. Norcross shooting 2. Left-hander free throw is up. Back iron, off, no good. There it is, Thompson at the free throw line. The 5'8" sophomore guard will have one more. Second free throw is down good. 6-point game now.
Still a 2-possession game, though, so Hillcrest once again push it, penetrate, maybe get a layup. If not, kick it out for another 3.
Ball being passed around. Don't have a whole lot of time. Need to get one in the air. Short, no good. Tap in the rebound. Shot goes up. Air ball, no good. Need to go and put him on the line. He's got a man down the court open for a layup. And
that was a great tip pass there by Gibbons. He tipped it right to his teammate for a layup, and that's an 8-point game with 30 seconds left. Should almost wrap it up.
Brooks with a long 3. Short, no good. Ball goes over the backboard. That will be a turnover.
Yeah, and that'll just about wrap it up, Coach. Good job by Norcross. They withstood the run by Hillcrest, but it looks like they're going to be able to come away with a win here.
Norcross calls a timeout to try to make sure they're squared away on what's going on, so we're going to take it with them. 29.6 seconds remaining. Norcross 65, Hillcrest 57. We'll be back in just a minute.
Dorman's next, right? Dorman and Dudley.
And coming back, next up in our ball game is the Dorman Cavaliers taking on Dudley, North Carolina. That will be game 2 in our action-packed day that we have planned for you today. We have 29.6 seconds remaining in this game.
We can't talk about it enough, Coach. We have a great day of basketball today. The teams loaded with talent, so we're going to see a lot of action here today, and we're glad you're here with us watching it.
You love basketball? We've got basketball, high school basketball a plenty today.
And you can see it as the first game goes along. More fans starting to come in, so we should have some good crowds here throughout the day.
Ball goes in bounds, breaking the trap. Norcross is going to try to keep the ball moving, keep the clock running right now. And there's a quick foul. So double bonus now for the Blue Devils, leading by 8 with 22.3 seconds remaining.
And this will be a good win for Norcross coming off a loss, coming back playing an early game. So it's a good win against a good team. And when you look at Hillcrest, you're kind of going to be looking at what ifs. I mean, missed free throws, a few turnovers here and there, some shots that didn't fall. But both teams competed hard here in the second half. It looks like Norcross is going to come in with the win.
Yeah, I think that may have been the 5th foul. They're signaling 5 fouls. Let's see, I don't know who the foul was on, but they are saying 5 fouls.
Looks like it was on Brooks, so that's going to be 5 on him, and it looks like that's going to end his day.
Coach Chaplin was trying to substitute in for the guy, and they sent the guy back out, and he was substituting in for the guy who fouled out. So now they get him on the floor. Hooker now in the ball game. Brooks out. Free throw up off, no good. 9-point game. Clock running. Ball goes up there. Smith, Trey Smith, long shot, no good. Rebound comes down on the floor being fought for. It's tipped over. There's a 3-ball being launched. Up off, no good. Rebound put back up and in good. Timeout called by Hillcrest with 5.5 seconds remaining. So,
and Coach Joplin, he's still coaching his guys up, even with 5 seconds left in a 7-point game. He wants them to finish this game strong.
So again, 66-59 is your score right now. I'm sure it's going to be a quick 30-second timeout. They just want to stop the clock. We'll set the pressure back up, though. But again, as we mentioned, stay tuned with us. We'll have about a 10-minute break and in between games, and the host school, the Dorman Cavaliers, will be taking on Dudley High School in game number 2. And then just after that, the next 4 games are boys and girls semifinal action. So we know the action will really be heating up. If you're in the area and want to come out, we'd love for you to come out and see the games in person. But I got a better idea. Why don't you come in person and watch the game, and then go back home and watch the archives tonight on iHigh and Cox Sports Broadcasting. You can go back and have so much fun you can do it over again and watch it over and over again. The mayor likes that suggestion over here. I've got the mayor of Roebuck running the camera next to me here.
And like you said, Coach, we got a lot of great action today. And when I look at this game, if you're Coach Choplin, you got to be happy with the way your guys fought back, because really they had nothing go right for them for the first 3 quarters of this basketball game.
And again, there's the foul with 4 seconds to go. Don't know if I would have fouled at this point right there. You're down 7.
Yeah, you probably you try to pressure there and get a steal, but then you probably let it run out and end the game. But they got a foul, and Goodwin's going to the line for 2 more.
I mean, you could hope for a steal and maybe 3 technicals or something like that to end the game and get 10 shots and the ball out of bounds, but I don't think that's going to happen. Free throw up and in good.
And Coach McMillan's pulling everybody off the line here, telling them no fouls. Just let it go. 4 seconds left. Just running out. Let's get this win and get out of here.
And the next shot also is down good. So 68-59. Shot put up off no good, and that's going to do it. So your final score in game number 1 today is the Norcross, Georgia High School Blue Devils 68, and the Hillcrest, South Carolina Rams. They covered the score off a bit.
It was 59,
59,
I believe.
I thought that's what it was there. That's going to be your final score. Again, stay tuned. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with our next game up, though. You are watching high school holiday basketball at the Upward Classic on iHigh and Cox Sports Broadcasting.
On behalf of Upward Sports and Dorman High School, we'd like to welcome you to the 2011 Upward Classic. The athletes participating in the Upward Classic come from different states, backgrounds, and experiences. However, they each play a significant role on their team. Through victory, defeat, they display for their school and community what hard work, discipline, practice, and teamwork can accomplish. We're honored that you've chosen to watch this exciting tournament. Upward Sports is thrilled to be sponsoring this tournament for the 4th year. Founded in Spartanburg, South Carolina, Upward Sports develops, equips, and resources the local church so that in turn they can connect with families in their communities through the universal language of sports. Since 1995, we've grown to partner with over 2,400 churches across the country to provide a fun sports experience for children kindergarten through 6th grade. As time goes by, we're humbled to realize that currently there are over 500,000 high school graduates who played Upward Sports as a child. By 2013, that number should grow to well over 1 million graduates. Upward Sports is beginning to experience the dynamics behind former Upward Sports participants now turning into Upward Sports coaches. These are individuals whose love of the game was affected by their Upward Sports childhood experience. Now they want to make a difference in the lives of the next generation of players. We want to celebrate this giving back phenomenon by continuing to host a first-class high school basketball tournament known as the Upward Classic. We hope that you'll enjoy this webcast of the 2011 Upward Classic, and should you want to learn more about Upward Sports, we invite you to visit our website at upward.org.
And I put the offensive end on that end of the basket to shoot.